That's like one hundred, 1/1000th of 1/10 of a cent. So small, but then it just shoots up.
I'm rich! Yes!
Alright, as you saw in the intro video, you could tell that there's some pretty solid gains. But the thing is that's just not happening to that one penny stock. A lot of penny stocks are starting to shoot up. And as like an overview, I couldn't find a reason why. So what I decided to do was, I was taking a break from YouTube, but I want to make this video and kind of do some research on these different penny stocks and publish what I find, and to see if this is actually something legit, like these companies are doing much better, or if it's just a pump and dump and a lot of people could lose a lot of money. So that's what this video is going to be about. Thank you so much, and let's get into it. All right, so the first stock on our list is a company called BANT. So let's see. As you can see, if you would have bought the stock anytime, like right when COVID pandemic started, so around March, beginning of March, you'd be profitable now because it's a big spike that happened over the past week. And that spike actually took the price from, let's just like 1 cent all the way up. Actually, when I was watching it today, it reached 10 cents, so about 10 times return. And if you bought it down here, uh, that's just amazing for you because that's like a 50 or 100 times return. But anyway, let's get into the specifics. So the thing about, also, I'm sorry if I don't speak really that clear. I got my retainer in, and it's actually really much more difficult to talk than I expected. But anyway, this was an article that I came across about BANT. Truth about BANT. So apparently it says that the way that BANT actually makes money, or BANTech is the company, is by actually selling the shares, so diluting shares and selling them. And as people buy those more shares, they make more money on the shares that are sold. That is essentially what this article is saying. And if you want, you can pause and read through here. You can go to the URL. But I mean, the way that the stocks chart is, I mean, it kind of makes sense how that could be the case, where every time it shoots up, they sell more shares, price drops back down, shoots up, so shares, price goes back down. Okay, but the other thing that I want to look at actually is Bantech's website. Okay, and I mean, I don't know. To me, this website just doesn't really seem that professional. Um, I mean, sure, it seems like it's like an amazing company, right? Bantech Construction, Drone USA, Hotco Distributing, Bantech Online Store. There's all these different things, um, make it a really appealing company. But I feel like I could have done a little bit better job on the website as a whole. But I mean, just because you have like a website that doesn't look good, that doesn't really mean that your company isn't legit. Now that was a little bit on the bad news side. You know, website's kind of bad, and people are talking about it as a pump and dump. People just, and the company gives out shares that people buy. It's obviously bad. But here's the thing. Something that everyone should know is that these penny stocks, I think every single one I'm going to talk about today, 4 or 5, they actually trade on something called the Pink Sheet OTC. So if I go Pink Sheet OTC, this is actually a market just like the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, except the difference is that in this one there isn't actually that much regulation. So while companies have to adhere to certain requirements and be transparent in different stock exchanges, that's not the case in the Pink Sheet OTC market. So that's why the stocks are really risky, is because it could just be like some guy like me just selling shares of a company, figured out a way to get in there and makes, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But that is not usually the case, I don't think. I haven't really done much research into Pink Sheet OTC, so that's what I'm hoping to get in this video as I go along. But that's essentially where these stocks trade on, so just keep that in mind as we keep going with this. But what I was trying to say was there has been some good news for Bantech, and I think when a really small company has um, good news, it attracts a lot of eyes of people. Because right now we're going through all the Reddit things with WallStreetBets, and Reddit pumping and kind of making a lot of money through stocks. And I think people are realizing that if a lot of people start buying stock, initially they can make quite a few profits. There will be some losers in the end, but that's not really their problem to worry about. Now, personally, real quick, what I think about Bantech is I feel that there is still room for it to grow, and I feel that it is not a bad investment per se, but I would encourage people to just watch it and keep their eye on it. Don't just jump in, tomorrow or day after. Like, do a little bit of your own research, read about it, look at the website. They do have things on the website, right? All those links that you saw. So look at all of that kind of stuff and then decide if it is actually something that you like to invest in. The second stock that we're going to look at is called SAMP. So Bantech, I actually did a little bit of research on beforehand. SAMP, I have not at all. So it's a mining corp. I don't know where it went. Yeah, this one. So as you can see, the return on this is insane. It goes from what that's like what 1/10 of that's like one hundred or 1/1000th of 1/10 of a cent. So small, but then it just shoots up. And I did not recall seeing any news for this company. No, wait, I might have lied. Turns out there was news. Huh. Interesting. Well, it seems that this mining corp had an exclusive agreement. Okay. I think the picture that's beginning to be drawn here is all of these stocks that are jumping have had some kind of good news that's being published. That's interesting to me because, like, I've been following stocks for a while, but I don't know exactly where I can get the news for these stocks. Like, who's looking out for this news? Like, I've never heard of EIN News. I have heard of Yahoo Finance. Okay, so does that mean that I just need to follow Yahoo Finance? And every time they post a penny stock with a news article attached to it, just hop in as soon as I see it? I don't know. Might be the play, but it's still interesting because SAMP, like let's look at the company website or something. There we go. So Yahoo Finance comes up first, and StockTwits. Actually, something I forgot to mention about BANT is that the number of watchers on the stock, I think, went from 1,000 to 10,000 in a matter of 2 weeks. Something to keep in mind, because the more people that come to watch a stock, the more chance that people are going to invest in it. It's like a pretty direct correlation. But Santo is a publicly traded blockchain digital contracts getting huge company. This is interesting because so many of these companies have like multiple subsidiaries. Syntech Technology and okay, wait. This website is actually really well done. If I was investing based on the website, definitely be this one. Okay, well, in all honesty, I think that SAMP is a good investment as well. I mean, like, thing is, normally with penny stocks, people tend to rule them out. Like, because they they don't really understand the companies or something like that. I'm not telling anyone to just go ahead and buy these directly, but I would add these to your watch list and keep an eye on. Maybe when you see a dip, like get it, because for example, BANT, when I was watching it today, it it went up almost 50% in the morning. It dropped down to its break open, like break or to its open price, and then it dropped even lower by like 30%, and then it went back up like uh if it closed right around where it closed the day before. So up 50, down 30. Like if you were to, I know it's really hard to time the market, but if you were to buy around down when it was down 15-30%, easy 15-30% gain in the day. I'm not saying it's easy because they're unpredictable, but you watch the momentum indicators, thing like that, and, you check out, you're following the stocks news and everything, you could get um, pretty lucky. But I've only done 2 stocks so far. I will do 2 stocks in another video. I just don't want to make this video super long, so no one likes really, really long videos. So I will cover the other 2. But this is part 1, and if I had to choose between BANT and SANP, I would choose BANT just because I feel that it is more expensive now, so it's a bit more stable than SAMP. But yeah, that I think BANT. But just keep an eye on both of them. Add them to your watch list. We'll see what happens. Thank you all for listening, and I'm going to make another video on the other 2 stocks.